Ride along, there's a place where you belong. Shake your ass, don't you worry about the future, about the past. You will hurt loved ones that love you, and they will hurt you right back. Sing along, our love is a heart attack. You better check the pulse.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
And welcome to Blazing the Zennial Trail. Hi.
Hello. So it's funny that you do that because we actually talked about having the audience do that to part of our act.
Well, you should totally add that.
Yeah. Get Megan to do it.
Right? We'll just hire you for every show.
I'll instruct the audience. Follow along, everyone.
Yeah, right.
Well, welcome back.
Yes, welcome.
This is your hostesses with the mostesses, Megan
And Jackie. And we're
joined by Spooky. Special guest star. Special guest.
Woohoo! I'm here.
Welcome to the studio.
Thank you. Actually, I've been here in a while. It's nice to be back. Makes me want to dance.
I know. It's the soft carpets.
It is.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, we are all tired.
Yes, indeed. It's been a very long weekend.
It really has.
Yeah, I mentioned in our last podcast that we were doing a benefit for, what was the benefit exactly?
Northwest Georgia Arts Guild, I believe it was.
Yeah.
Or maybe it was North Georgia Arts Guild, one of the two.
I think it was Northwest.
I think so.
So it was the Mars Theater that I think they recently renovated to raise money for that theater, which it was a very cute theater.
Lafayette, Georgia.
Lafayette. Not Lafayette. Lafayette.
I can't make my mouth say it. I've tried for years and years. I even lived there for 3 years, but I grew up in Vermont, which is, very French, and Lafayette is how you say it in French.
That's funny you say that because my husband went to Purdue University in Indiana, and it is in Lafayette, Indiana.
Right. Yeah.
And when I said Lafayette, they were like, what? I'm like, no, that's not how you say it. I was like, it is where I come from.
Yeah. So, yes, so we all performed last night and the night before.
And the night before. And last week I actually had a gig, and I want to say maybe the week before that. We've been very busy this summer.
Well, that's cool. That's
what have you been busy with? What did you do? You know what we do.
A little bit of everything. So I am half of Spooky Crow Sideshow, which is a 2-person vaudeville-style sideshow duo. We are frequently billed as the pain-proof couple, and we do a lot of traditional acts like bed of nails, sword swallowing, human pincushion, geek, glass walking, glass eating, all that kind of very traditional stuff. I actually have a really cool prop coming up very soon. I haven't told anybody about, so you guys are hearing about it first. I'm going to be our only local electric girl. I'm getting an electric box, so I'll be able to hold up light bulbs and light them in my hand and fun things like that.
Oh, I love it. Also, you like the Uncle Fester?
Yes.
That'll be awesome.
Yep, super zappy. So I'm super excited to get that. I've been getting progress pictures as my box is being custom built by my mentor. So I'm very excited about that.
You want to shout them out?
Yeah, Chris Campbell he's also known as Phoenix Fire of Stranger Danger, and what else did they call him? He's got a whole bunch of different names.
Oh, he's one of those that has multiple
very
names.
much so, and he does stuff that makes me gag a little bit, which is difficult to do as long as I've been doing this.
Yeah.
So, phenomenal human being. He's had a lot of health problems lately, so I'm happy he's still kicking with us. And
let's send him good vibes.
Absolutely, always. But yeah, Chris Campbell, he's one of the best and always will be.
Cool. So how long have you been doing sideshow acts?
So I've done it off and on, really, kind of most of my life with varied things. My aunt was a circus clown, and so from kind of 2 on up, I've been in some sort of performance. I started very early with dance, by 6, some kind of theater, and did both of those pretty much most of my life. I started with fire manipulation, like fire eating and fire breathing in 1998.
Interesting place to start.
Started with fire.
And then just sort of started adding various acts from there on out. So I've been at it a really, really long time.
That's awesome. Yeah.
So what circus was she a performer with? Your aunt?
That is actually a great question. I maybe would have to ask her. I know she did a lot of private work, but she did do some circus work because I want to say she's got an egg. There's like this museum that if you've been like a professional clown, you can actually, it's sort of a way of trademarking your face, is to paint your makeup on an egg, and it gets like stored at this museum that has all these clown eggs.
Where is this?
Where
museum?
is it?
I think it's in the UK, sadly. It's not easy to get to. I know, right? Because I totally would have been like, let's get in the car. I'll call out of work tomorrow.
Yeah, right?
Let's get in her ass.
Right.
Let's start rowing.
It's a long swim. But, so she was at least that legit of a clown, but I don't actually remember which circus.
Well, now I'm going to have to look
Maybe it was
that
just
up.
smaller circuses. It didn't have to be
Probably
big
was
ones, 'cause
little
there's
local.
all these little
There's
ones,
so
right?
many, and pretty much, I mean, almost anything that travels and has an act will call itself a circus to a degree. So,
I mean, we're a circus.
That's true.
I mean, belly dancers were frequently part of the sideshow in vaudeville. A lot of history of belly dance started with vaudeville on up.
Wasn't one of the from the Orient or whatever at one of the first World's Fairs?
Little Egypt.
I believe
Yeah.
is what her name
I
was.
think I'm almost certain you're right. A lot of that. Definitely very. I mean, it's just considered like so exotic and something like nobody had ever really seen before. And to kind of expose that much of yourself to think, late Victorian, early 1900s, right? We're seeing just so much as my ankle gets y'all on a tizzy, and then belly dance and burlesque became things, and burlesque itself has its own kind of wildly varied history too. But
I kind of felt that way in Lafayette.
The second you guys hit the stage and I looked around the audience and I'm like, oh, this is a spectacle.
Oh, strippers.
I kind of wish you put on like super like traditional like belly dance costumes and done like very like trad like Middle Eastern belly dance of some sort.
Probably
just to see like.
But we don't do that.
I know. I mean, I know you guys did most of the fusion stuff, but it would have just been interesting to see the reaction in such a like just small rural town.
I gotcha. Yeah.
Because I don't think it's something they see every day.
No,
and I forget a lot of the time. Like I've got a lot of friends who are all just performers, and they're all stupidly talented in a lot of different ways, and I'll be at a birthday party and there's like fire performers and stilt walkers and aerialists, and it's just not weird.
You
but
can
then
get just about anything
exactly.
nowadays.
And I think about that for a second of not everybody has friends who are circus performers.
That's very true.
I think we're desensitized now because
Very.
we've seen so much
Right.
of
Well,
it.
not everybody.
I know. Well, I'm saying we, as in the three of us are.
Gotcha. Well, and our friends,
But, I'm kind of in this weird little bubble where I just don't really think about the fact that normal people don't eat fire or,
or know someone that does.
or know somebody who does, exactly. And because my kids a couple years ago for 4th of July, my son had a bunch of his work friends out, and he was just like, just wait for it. It'll be a good time. And we did. We got out some fire stuff and lit off some fireworks, had a nice dinner and everything. It was just like, my parents are weird. It'll be cool. Don't worry about it.
That's great.
Yeah, I'm used to weird parents too.
Same.
So that's
Yeah.
like I don't know much about normies. We'll have to get some on the show.
Right.
What do you people do?
For real, right? Even when I was like more of like a normal parent, I wasn't stereotypical because I got super into like very like natural parenting, like cloth diapering, breastfeeding, co-sleeping, home birthing, to a certain like extreme. Like I had 2 of my kids at home unassisted completely. 4 days before my 22nd birthday.
Oh, so you started.
Yeah, so I was fairly young when I started having kids.
Well, yeah, because we were both in our I was 31, I think.
I was 37, I think. 37, 38.
Oh, wow. Yeah. I'm glad I started as early as I did just because I have a lot of health problems now, and I don't think I would have had maybe more than one if I'd started later. And, I don't know which one I'd trade out to not have the ones that I have.
Well, you couldn't do that. It would just have to be all up to
like,
whatever.
If there's some way I could, like, immediately just be handed, like, the 3 that I already have.
Yeah.
Older would have been fine, I think, but,
Already raised.
Right, exactly.
That's funny.
Well, it's kind of funny because I had a stepson, and I was in his life about the age that my son is now. So I had from that age to almost 16.
Okay.
So I'm right there with my son now, but I didn't have like the baby to, the 5-6-year-olds. So that
honestly, there's also different that, like, you think, like, oh, well, I've done this part before, and it doesn't matter. Like, everything you learned with the first child, like, is out the window on the second one. Right? Like, I got this, and I got all these, like, like, bouncing chairs and swaddling things and stuff, because my oldest, I could never put him down, and my second came, and you could never, like, they're exactly opposite, completely. Like, needed to be free on the floor, hated being swaddled at all times. Like, this is... everything I know is gone.
And then you relearned that, and then the third one's probably completely different.
Right. Thankfully that one was fairly easy up until teendom, but...
Speaking of teendom, what was Spooky like as a teendom?
Oh, goodness. Tortured, moody, very smart. I always had good grades. Like, I graduated in the top 5% of my class. I was really active in, like, I did martial arts. I was in choraleers. I did a lot of, everything. I did theater. I did opera. Classically trained opera singer. I did 6 years of voice lessons. My original goal was I was going to go towards Broadway, and that was my thing. And the thing is I can sing and dance. I really can't act. And unfortunately, to be like an actual Broadway star, like the one that like normal people hear about, yes, you really need to be good at all 3 of those. So singing, dancing, great. Acting, so that didn't really work out. But I had gone to school initially with the intention to like transition into their theater program, and wound up doing education instead, and actually cut that early to get married and start a family. So it was a while before I went back to school, and then I did art school and ultimately a master's in business. So I've got kind of a very... So I'm all well-rounded. Yes. That's the tip of the iceberg. Because I changed my major literally, like I think I stopped counting like 13 times.
Oh God!
How many different majors I've had in college? My student loan.
Welcome to ADHD.
Seriously, that's the problem, though. Yes, severe ADHD. Unfortunately, if nobody's been able to tell already.
Welcome to the club.
So I took my medication before we started.
No kidding.
I'm not diagnosed.
I'm diagnosed, but I can't find a medication that works for me. I've tried all of them. I have anxiety, so stimulants set that off. And then I also have this genetic abnormality where I get tolerances to most pharmaceuticals very, very quickly. And so like things like really any kind of drug, even if it's just like caffeine or something, I have to periodically go on like tolerance breaks for it because I'll have to start taking so much for it to do anything for me at all. And the problem with medications is they usually top out at a dose that they can't give you any more than that. It just stops working. So.
Because then it affects all your other organs. And
exactly.
Like
when I was on, you could start having seizures past a certain dose. So that was becoming an issue. I had one that like tanked my blood pressure really bad. So it's just I'm raw dogging my ADHD.
Well, me too. I mean, I'm not diagnosed, but I know I have it. I
learned that in extreme circumstances, they will prescribe methamphetamine for ADHD. Yes, like straight up meth.
I mean, chemically in your system, you will pop positive on a drug test for meth if you're taking Adderall. So they're very similar to me.
Wait, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I learned something today.
It does make it, I mean, for me, it makes a huge difference as far as getting shit done.
So how do they make this meth that they use for that? I mean, I'm sure it's not
like an old chemistry teacher with cancer.
I know, exactly.
It starts with a bathtub.
And an old RV.
They go to Walmart and get all the medication off the
They get handy
steal some glassware.
But anyways, how do they really do it? Do you know?
No, I didn't learn this until I posted something on Facebook about.
Because where can you get this? Do they have dispensaries for it?
Well, that they have the doctor.
Oh,
Yeah,
prescribe
even
it.
like you can get like pharmaceutical grade heroin.
Gotcha.
Well,
yeah, that's
it's typically reserved for
it's
like
called something else.
yeah, I forget what they actually call it, but
Heroin. I think it might be called hydromorphone, but I've heard that
something like
somewhere.
that.
But I mean,
it's
I work
again,
in
it's one of those
insurance,
things
but
that's
I've
chemically
probably
the same. But they save that for like cancer patients whose pain levels can't be managed, and it doesn't really matter if they get an addiction because they're going to die tomorrow anyway. Kind of situations.
Yeah. I was just wondering how you got it, because normally it's illegal. So
they prescribe it to you. You probably have to go to a special pharmacy because I had a procedure where they actually gave me something that had a belladonna derivative in it.
Oh wow!
And that was how I learned that drugs exist that they say for like special situations, because this was like they needed a localized painkiller that I could be conscious with. Dude, I hallucinated forever after the surgery.
That's great.
Like, this is how the witches were flying. That's the belladonna.
I want
And
some
that,
of that.
and that was the belly dance troupe I just mentioned before the show. It's Belladonna Day.
Belladonna Day.
The word of the day, children,
Is belladonna.
belladonna. Every time you hear it, scream.
Like Pee-wee.
I grew up in a town where it actually grew wild, like just everywhere in the streets, and I'd have to like warn the kids like very explicitly what it looks like because it makes a berry. And it's a very inviting looking berry, like it is black and like deeply shiny and like enticing.
And that's usually the worst ones.
Yeah, like don't eat the berries because you're gonna have an extremely bad time if you eat belladonna berries.
Like in the Hunger Games.
Right,
the end of the Hunger Games.
Yep. Don't do that. There's a good chance you will die and it will hurt the entire time.
Yeah.
So where did you grow up?
A little bit of everywhere. I'm originally from upstate New York, Saratoga Springs area, horse racing town. I'm not heavily involved with that, but it's all anybody will mention if you say that you lived there. And I lived in Vermont for 8 years and then moved back to New York and finished high school. Excuse me. And after that, I got married pretty quickly in college. I stayed in New York for college and got married, and my ex-husband was in the Navy. So I've been up and down the entire East Coast, settled in Ohio for a while before coming to Tennessee.
How did you end up in Tennessee?
So he got a job at TVA because they love scooping up ex-Navy news.
I gotcha. Yeah.
Big time. So that got us here.
Well, where's your favorite place that you've lived?
Boy.
Or what have you liked about it? Like and dislike of everywhere you've lived.
You don't have to do everywhere.
I was going to say, if you want everywhere, that's a long list. One of my
We got time.
favorite places, I lived in Italy for like 3.5 months, and that was amazing. I was studying modern dance there. And so this list of so I've done a little bit of everything. It's going to become really clear that I'm not making that up. It's not that I'm interesting. I'm just really bored. And so it is. And so, I spent 3 months in Italy studying modern dance, and that was just absolutely phenomenal. It was super cool. I got to travel up and down most of the, western coast of the country. So we were up and down like the Adriatic side. Got to go to Rome. I got to perform in Assisi, Mondavio, Urbino. We didn't do a performance room. We just went there, performed in Venice.
Well, she's making us look boring.
No. Was it very competitive?
Extremely competitive. A lot of people, it was just like the professional dance world is every man for itself in a lot of ways. And I'm hoping that's changed, but I don't know.
I don't think it has, just from fewer jobs for
right. And even like my experience in like belly dance and burlesque, it's really still very every man for themselves. It's not like we don't get like little like groups and troops like ours where like, you make your friendships, of course, but outside of that, heck with all those people, right?
Yeah.
Well, we're not like that. Just to let y'all know.
I was going to say, like, I really try hard to like bring people up with me. Like, I'm not trying to step on anyone along the way, and I hope I've not done that. It's like all I've ever wanted to do is just create opportunities.
Yeah.
You just want to do what you love.
Exactly. Like, if I produce a show, it's just because I've got some art I need somebody to see other than myself. Like,
you do a shitty 9-to-5 job.
Right?
Exactly.
Yeah,
like us.
Yes. That's why we need you viewers that are listening.
right.
Somebody listen.
Anybody?
Well, but it's funny with belly dance, like it's the origins of belly dance was something that was passed down from, mother to daughter it was primarily a family thing where they would, the females in the family would be teaching the younger generations the dance form, and
they would also
womanhood,
be doing it while the men are out like hunting or whatever.
Yeah,
right.
Or working. They would be at home.
It's a very cultural, deeply rooted tribal folk dance, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And it's interesting to me, the more of those kinds of dances I've started to learn, where you start seeing similarities across all of them too, even just the different types of belly dance, and then you get into African styles of dance, and you still see a lot of the same elements. And even if you get into Irish step dance, even has its own very kind of folk tribal feel to it. One of the most phenomenal things I actually got to see was 2 tap dancers show off with 2 Irish step dancers.
Oh, wow.
And just the comparison back and forth between those styles was phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
I really love, there's a guy I've seen go around that he has traveled the world, and everywhere he goes says, show me your country's dance style. And he just learns how to do a basic step from it and shows it to everybody.
I've seen those videos.
Yeah, it pops up a lot.
Yeah.
But I've always found that really just fascinating. What a way to connect to people too, right?
Right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's definitely with newer generations. I think a lot of things are going to be lost with technology changing the world and things like that.
We always bring AI.
Yeah.
Right.
Fuck AI. Even though I have to use that word.
Right.
Yeah.
It's hard. I think it's going to get to a point where it's going to be impossible to avoid it as much as some people want to.
Mm-hmm.
Think about even when, even as far as say art goes, think about when digital art became a thing and how many people bucked against that.
They're
that's fake art. That's not real art. And I have an art degree and I have not been able to work in my field because I suck at Illustrator. They didn't teach us at all how to use Photoshop, Illustrator, any of that when I was in art school.
Yeah.
And if you want a job in illustration, you better know how to use those programs.
Yeah.
Digital is the way. It's faster.
Yep.
Is what it boils down to. And I can do some digital art, but mostly in smaller programs and stuff like that. But,
Oh, I meant to ask, what year were you born?
1979.
Oh yeah, you're
right
smack
with
dab
Yep.
in the zennials.
I am.
What month?
June.
Oh, I was born in February.
We're all airheads again.
It's cool. I didn't know that.
I was born in the late 1900s.
I'm a witch.
All right. Well, back in 1672. We do for our sideshow acts to kind of give off the vibe that we're somehow immortal. And a lot of the time we'll freeze because some people be like, how long have you been married? And for one, we're actually not married. I never know how to answer that question at all.
We're not.
Right. But that's not what they want to hear either. And you got to kind of create that image, right? Because, they want you to be this solid, tight couple. And we are, but we're just not on paper.
I mean, that's probably tighter than people that are married because y'all are doing that kind of stuff. You got to trust somebody.
There's some big trust. We do a act with we have a replica lobotomy kit. And so we do a human blockhead act with that where actually I pound the spike into his face. And if I mess up, he's going to a hospital with some
or
serious
if you were
problems.
totally pissed at him and you just wanted to kill him, you just split it up.
Nobody'd ever know.
Yeah, exactly.
Whoops.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh no, a horrible tragedy has occurred. I need to get one of those robes with all the marabou feathers on it. And the cops show up and be like, we haven't seen your partner. I don't know what happened, officer.
You should really add that to your act. He's dead.
Oh, no, we don't want that to happen.
We do sometimes kind of a little fake dead or fake kill each other depending on what the act is. But we're trying to really make it look like we've been injured more than we are. But everything we do, we are not illusionists. We are not magicians. Everything we do for our sideshow is completely real and incredibly dangerous and life-threatening.
Don't try this at home.
No, never.
No.
We are poorly trained professionals. We sort of know what we're doing.
Poorly trained professionals.
we have a lot of experience with this, and risk mitigation is a very
a lot of
real
stupidity.
thing.
No,
Right. No, there's definitely some stupidity involved in what we do. There's a whole lot of stupidity in what I do. Like, I am the only woman in the world who breathes fire off of a 6-inch safety pin that I put through my face that has a wick on the end. I close it, so I am now lit and tethered to the fire and then breathe fire off of it.
What?
wow.
So far, nobody's contested it. I am the only woman in the world who does this stunt.
Wow.
It is incredibly dangerous because if something goes wrong, I am attached to the flame.
You're
like
much
somebody
burnt.
can't just like grab this thing and pull it off my face because it is through my skin and my face.
And rip your lips off.
I'd look like the Joker at that point.
That would be terrible. Why would somebody ever do that?
Would really have to change my like Poison Ivy cosplay, but yeah. So like a lot of what we do is it's definitely a little stupid. It's definitely incredibly dangerous, and it's all incredibly real. So if he's eating glass, he is actually chewing up and swallowing glass.
Oh yeah.
Like, and people are like, how do you do that? He's like, I'm literally chewing up and swallowing glass. Yeah. Like, just
So what type of injuries have you two had?
knock on wood, thankfully not many. We do have this weird thing where he always gets hurt at work, like just before we go to a
Does it work? We're not hearing
right.
sideshow.
So it's like we get some stupid injuries.
Hurt at, what does he do for a living?
Oh, he's a carpenter.
No.
He's going to get hurt no matter what. He's lucky he's got all his fingers. Once again, knock on everything.
But still,
I
gotten hurt worse doing carpentry than I have sideshow.
Right, definitely. There was funny one time because he'd been eating glass all weekend, and we were on the way home, and we stopped and got like some tater tots from Sonic.
Did he have a piece stuck in his tooth?
And he did. He got a piece of he got a piece of tater tot stuck in his tooth that cut his gums.
Oh.
After eating glass all weekend, he got cut on a tater tot. Most of the injuries I've had have been fire related and more where like if other people around me didn't have enough spatial awareness not to catch somebody on fire. So I've had other people catch me on fire, which is even more disconcerting because you can be doing everything all right, but you need to be aware in your space if there are new people around you, where they are, what they're doing, and what their training is. If you're in a big fire circle at a festival or something, you might have somebody that this is their very first day they picked up a fire prop and ain't nobody paying attention to them. So, if somebody's like fire breathing, you need to make sure that you're like in the right space and that, the other people are aware of what they're doing. Because I've had second-degree burns from other people catching me on fire.
I hope nobody that's never done it tries to eat fire. That would be terrible. They've never
You would
done
be
it
amazed
before.
how many people try to eat and breathe fire with zero education whatsoever. And
That's insane.
one of the biggest problems with that is they have no idea what fuel they're supposed to be using. And the fuels are really important part of doing this safely. Like, there's nothing special about it. It's still a type of fuel, but some burn hotter than others. Some have lower flash points, and higher flash point, and the point where it will travel back the flame to you is where you want to know what that number is.
That happened on an 8th grade field trip. We went to Washington, D.C., and all the guys decided they were going to light their farts on fire.
That is so dangerous.
And one almost sucked it back in his butt.
Oh my God.
So I have a friend who's a nurse, and she's seen so many frat boys with like burned buttholes because in order to fart, your butthole has to open. And inside of that butthole is gas, and the flame can travel back up it. So if they like...
Can you imagine the smell if you don't shave your butt? Of the protein.
I don't care what. Your butt could be clean as heck. I bet it still smells.
Yeah.
And I mean, just in general, burnt hair is an awful smell.
That's what I was
I have
saying.
lit my hair on fire several times, and it's one of the things, the wind changes directions, and I've got curly frizzy hair. It's going on every time, no matter what I put on it.
Yeah.
But, that's a really particular odor, the smell of just burnt hair, let alone butt hair.
Let alone.
But I mean, I have lit my butt on fire on purpose, but that's a completely different
act.
I did not send that photo. I don't think Facebook will let you post it.
Actually, I think you did send one where there was fire coming from your backside.
Probably, but it's probably closed.
Oh, it is. Yeah.
Oh, this one's not.
And that one was not a lit fart. or something. I've never actually lit a fart because it is really stupid. You shouldn't do that.
Yeah.
Kids, don't try that at home.
Don't ever light your fart.
Try that at home.
It's just stupid. But yeah, I had a lot. Most of my injuries have come from fire. I always tell people, like, when I teach them, like, listen, like, it's not a matter of if you get burned, but when. You will get burned doing this. And most of the time, it's like little first degree things. One of the stupidest ones I ever had wasn't even from the fire. I left a prop on the sidewalk in the sun for like an hour. And I have a finger that's completely numb from here to here because it's got nerve damage in it. And I picked it up at the ring of the prop with this finger, and I didn't realize it burnt so bad. I had a blister the entire size of the numb spot.
Wow.
She pointed at her finger, like the whole finger basically was
yes, like,
and so you can imagine how big that.
Yeah, it was
just
a
letting
nasty.
them know,
yeah, no, for sure.
so they could understand what you're showing us.
It was, most of my pointer finger was covered in pretty severe second degree blister from just the heat of the sun on a prop. So that was something to consider.
But you didn't feel it.
No, but it was still a lot of damage.
Yeah, I still hurt her
I've had hypothermia a few times. I've had heat exhaustion a few times. That's always a concern at events. I've not really had any like severe injuries.
How did you get
bruises.
hypothermia?
That's what I was
Cold.
wondering.
I've done some winter festivals.
Oh, okay.
We
Like
did one where it was
ice act?
literally 17 degrees out. It was so cold that despite the fact that in our tent we had a space heater, two electric blankets, and a winter rated sleeping bag, which admittedly was only rated to like 32 degrees, but still, if your hair was outside of all those blankets, it had frost on it.
Oh, wow.
Like, yeah. I mean, we definitely did not have a winter rated tent, but we were lucky we had access to power for just even like the space heater, because I don't know that we would have done very well that weekend.
No.
By the time I got back somewhere, you always know you're in trouble when you stop shivering. The bad side.
Oh, yeah.
And so by the time we got back somewhere where it was actually like warm for a while, like I shook so hard for so long trying to just like get back to normal. And it's so very uncomfortable. And you just realize like how insidious something like either heat exhaustion or hypothermia is, because it just sneaks up on you. And it really, like, you start getting brain foggy. So you don't even know anything's happening to you. So I was thinking about like those mountaineers that get like lost on their trips and stuff and die from hypothermia. And people are like, how did this happen? It's like a lot of the time just before they die, they'll actually strip down. It's because you can't think anymore once you hit a certain point of like extreme temperature. Your brain's just like, no, we're checking out.
We like to talk about mountaineering on the
That's Megan's thing.
Yeah.
You know, I did grow up playing the Oregon Trail, and you know, if you can make it past the mountains, you're really almost there.
Yeah, I was in the hospital, and they gave me an IV that was like so stinking cold, and I was just like,
weird. Yeah, I've had some.
I started shivering so bad and couldn't stop. That was the worst feeling. I think one of the worst I've had. It's awful. I can't imagine being the way you go.
It's right. Right. The only thing I think you've got going for you is I've heard you hit like this moment of clarity that's supposed to be like really, really peaceful, and I'm hoping that's true.
Yeah. I can see that.
I made the mistake once of reading really carefully about like what physiologically happens to you while drowning, and I wish that didn't like exist in my brain because it's just horrible.
I bet.
But apparently you also have like a weird moment of clarity where you're all peaceful or something, and I hope that's true.
I think that might be anyway when you're about to die.
Right, because I mean, it's been proven that like your brain releases all these chemicals and stuff that just a lot of the time you don't actually even know you're dead until you're dead.
Yep.
Which is interesting.
Yeah, right.
The one thing you still have consciousness for like 20 seconds after you go, and there's a theory that 20 seconds is like an eternity.
Oh.
So you mentioned one of your acts was geek. What is that exactly?
So that was primarily Crow's act, and we usually open with it because it's just a great attention grabber. But so traditionally, the geek in the sideshow or the circus was often like an old alcoholic or somebody who was severely, usually mentally disabled in some way, and they would put them to work like biting the heads off of chickens, biting open like young piglets, things like that. Those stunts, they typically don't get done anymore for very obvious reasons. There was also sort of a trick to it where they're not necessarily like really eating like a whole raw chicken. But, what he does is he'll eat like piles of worms. He used to do fish eyes. We used to have a great butcher shop in town that, you would get, I'm talking big legged golf ball sized fish eyes.
Oh my God.
He would do,
What kind of fish was that? Like catfish?
It was like a snapper. I think they're a red
Oh.
snapper, like large ocean-going fish eyes, like huge. Yeah, those always got people, especially when they pop.
Oh,
He's not even here. He'd be so delighted. He used to get really feral with it. I was kind of hoping he'll bring that back because he would put like piles of worm on the table. And, the reason he started kind of stepping away from that was just that,
PETA?
it's actually really
I'm
filling.
joking.
Like if you eat like a half a pound of worms, that's a lot of protein.
I bet.
We did some research into it, and worms are actually one of your like most efficient, highest sources of protein. And some countries are looking at them as like an alternate food source.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
same
just
with,
like crickets.
Yep.
Yeah.
If he's done
Ants.
crickets, he's done mealworms. He's done what else? We were talking about maybe getting a hold of like some of like the hissing cockroaches.
Mm-hmm.
That might be a good one. But he'll also
freak
do
me out.
he'll eat broken glass. What else has he done? He'll do the mouse trap on his tongue.
Ooh.
So, yeah, but that's pretty much a geek act.
Yeah.
Okay.
I saw a movie where it was about they had one, a geek, in the cage, and they would starve him, basically, and give him liquor or whatever.
Depending on which company they were traveling with, they were frequently not treated very well, because they were usually like, I really do human pin cushion, I do some blockhead, I used to eat glass and don't anymore, the noise just bothers me. That's really the worst part of it. He'll get like the microphone like right up to his face so you can all hear the crunch, and it's just, I got really severe misophonia and I just can't do it anymore. Yeah, I do.
It's like teeth on a chalkboard.
Right. Literally. Oh, gross.
Yeah.
Hear your audience simultaneously go, One time at an event, I was just sitting there watching the fire. I go, man, I wonder what it would like to be to like chew on one of those really orange charcoals. I bet your teeth would pop. And the entire like circle of people all like shuddered in unison.
Like,
yeah, back to what I do. I do human pin cushion. I do fire eating, fire breathing, fire fans, fire levy. One, I'm a multi-prop fire artist. Narrow that down. I do, occasionally I'll do like machete stairs. We need to rebuild ours.
What's that?
It's exactly what it sounds like. You set up, you make a set of stairs or a ladder out of machetes and you walk up them with your bare feet.
Okay.
On the sharp side.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I probably need to build my feet back up a little bit before doing that too, but, yeah, we'll occasionally do that. Like I said, I'm working on the electric box.
I can't wait to see that.
Yeah, I'm excited for that one. I'm also working on animal traps, so that'll be interesting.
What's that?
Sticking various body parts in animal traps and letting it snap on you. Yeah.
I gotcha.
The
Like
obvious.
bear traps and things like
that
that.
kind of thing.
Okay.
So working on those.
That can be a very interesting act.
Right?
It would be very.
I got a lot of very loose and floppy body parts, so.
Every time I ask what something is, it's always like the exact thing you think it's supposed to be, and I'm
For the
just
most
dumb.
part. I do some human blockhead. Let's see, what else do I usually do? It's kind of one of those things that, like, if you hadn't asked me, I'd
The bed of
probably
nails.
like, you have to do the bed of nails, do glass walking.
We saw her get a sandwich between a bed of
And that actually we don't do very often. Usually what we'll do is a stacked bed. We'll do like some bunk bed jokes.
Oh, yeah?
And so, he'll flop it on the top bed on top of me, and then he'll lay on that one, so we're both on a bed of nails. And then we'll get an audience member to stand on us.
Oh, wow.
Is what
Okay.
we'll typically do.
I was mostly worried about her dress. You could hear me in the thing. I'm like, not her dress.
That's
Don't mess up
funny.
your
I know.
dress.
It was so funny. I don't think anybody else heard that.
A lot of the time I'll wear something
Hilarious.
that's like really like a halter top or backless so that they can like
You
see the
see
marks
the-
and know that like this is actually a very real bed of nails.
Yeah, you could see it that first time.
Yeah,
I
I'll
did.
sometimes I'll drop a piece of fruit on it because if I just like literally like from like a normal height drop a piece of fruit, it'll go like all the way down the nail.
yeah.
So they're definitely like real nails. We do need to rebuild that one. It is we've had it the entire time we've been been performing together. We started in 2020, which was a weird year to start a performing company. We had our entire summers, both of us were completely booked out every weekend for the year for the first time in our lives, either of us, and it all canceled except one show.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah. So that was a bummer and a half because
Stupid COVID.
Right. Like we were both set to just like take off. And I mean, it kind of worked out because I don't know if we would have wound up together because we had separate schedules. They were purposely designed to come back to each other.
Okay.
But, you know, you spend a whole summer performing apart from somebody, who knows?
Yeah.
So it's hard to say.
Maybe it was for the best.
Right. Like I think it still worked out well either way. You know, it's funny because when we got together, we'd only been together for maybe a couple months or so, and they were going to put like the mandatory shelter in place, and he was in Missouri and I was all the way out here, and I had just gotten divorced. I just bought my trailer. Like I'd literally owned it for like a week. And I was like, well, you want to come spend quarantine with me? And for like, I feel like most normal people, this would have been a terrible idea. Brand new relationship, really don't know squat about each other.
Lock yourselves up together.
I also got like laid off that week too.
Oh, geez.
And so I had a okay savings, but it was literally everything I had to my name. And I had a trailer, a folding chair, my laptop, and a frying pan.
Well,
like I had nothing.
That's all you need,
right? I guess. We wound up getting a inflatable mattress. So we had summer sleep, but yeah, like I started with pretty much nothing and like $6,000 to my name and no job.
Wow.
Wow.
That's impressive.
Right, so we spent like our really kind of our first 8 weeks together, just having a phenomenal time.
And where was this? Was this in Lafayette?
This was local. This was the trailer was in Rossville area, like just off of like that kind of East Ridge area.
Gotcha.
And then we bought the house in Georgia. And I won't insult those fine people by pronouncing their town name wrong. It's
really cute there.
I absolutely love that town so much, and we were sad to leave it. The house, unfortunately, had gotten to a point where like we really couldn't maintain it. It's 100 years old. It was falling down around us.
Yeah.
Where was y'all's house?
Literally like right downtown, like 3 blocks. I loved everything. My kids loved going to their library. Their library is phenomenal. All the little festivals you could walk to. There's a ton. They've got a great small business initiative, and they all really support each other.
I know their downtown would be so nice to open a little business.
Right? They've got a rental open that I've been like eyeballing. Like, there's so much you can put in there. I want to open a ukulele shop in it. But,
open a dance studio.
Right?
I was
a little bit of everything.
Well, I mean, I worked from home, and then my partner, he has to drive wherever he works because he travels, and then like it's 40 minutes from my parents' house in Calhoun, which is how much we have to drive now.
I mean, if you live there, you got to drive 45 minutes to everything. So
yeah, I'm just like. Maybe, and the houses are so much cheaper.
So much. That's how we went up there. It was in our budget.
Yeah, it's definitely not a bad little place. Yeah, and they got a theater.
They do. They've got like a great arts initiative, great music initiative, great little small business initiative.
They do all kinds of, like you said, events.
Tons of little events and festivals. Their farmers market is phenomenal and growing. I think that's going to be a real, definitely go. I mean, pretty much anything you can want, like meats and sprouts and jellies and whatever.
Stephanie has had her booth there before because she sells different things.
Nice.
Even did you go upstairs in the Mars?
I didn't get
I was so mad they opened an art gallery after I left.
Oh yeah, you did go up there. It was so cute. They had some really cute.
I mean, I guess it's still good, but I don't live there anymore.
Is it free or
they had stuff to buy up there?
But normally
to walk around there, free,
yeah. There was a guy up there painting, and
galleries are usually free to get into unless they're having like an event, like a or something. They put in a whole skate park there. They put in a whole like little rock climbing center.
That was cool.
Yeah, like they're doing some pretty cool stuff to keep growing that town, and you don't see that a lot in small towns.
No.
Like I lived in Ohio for a while, and like deep in coal mining country. I wasn't in like any kind of like great part of Ohio. I was definitely like the Pennsylvania corner of Ohio, and those coal mining towns are so interesting because they call it the Great Brain Drain of Ohio. Because what happens is if you are smart at all in any way, your family's goal is for you to graduate and get out of this town. Okay. And you'll hear it, like you'll sit in one of the town hall diners or something. People will be sitting there talking like, "Oh yeah, so and so, she's so smart, she's going to get out of here," and that's just like all anyone says. And then you get these towns that there's only like 32 people in them, the entire town, but it functions like an inner city. Because a lot of it is still, they're, raised by old coal miners, and that whole like mindset of basically like working in a little city but being so freaking impoverished. I mean, I'm talking, we ran summer camp programs there, and you'd get kids to show up like they'd have no shoes. Their clothes would be oversized because they just grabbed whatever they pulled out of their dad's closet that morning. Like,
kind of like in Kentucky
poverty.
And stuff, like when they have the hollers or whatever.
Like
the mountain stuff.
Isn't there that, is it in Ohio where they have that city that's just burning all the time?
I thought that was in like North
Pennsylvania. I think you're thinking of, it's actually the town they filmed Night of the Living Dead in.
Yes. They filmed,
Silent Hill there.
Silent Hill, yeah.
There's been a few horror movies filmed. Centralia.
That's it. Yeah.
However, there's a book called The Hills Are on Fire, and there is like, you will see smoke coming out of the hills because all of those coal veins are just like on fire under like most of that region of Appalachia. You can find smoking hills. That's so just because Centralia itself is on fire doesn't mean that other parts of coal mine country aren't too.
Right.
I did a lot of like environmental education type work while I was out there, and I did an AmeriCorps stint where I worked with local communities on educating particularly children about just like the outdoors, but as well as like watershed restoration and cleaning up acid mine drainage and stuff like that. So we get grants so that schools could put in like nature trails with interpretive signage and that sort of thing. So I did a lot of that stuff. And it's interesting because you go around to like people's houses and you'd ask if like you can take like a water sample from the property, and they'd freak out because they think you're from the government.
Right. They pull a gun.
Absolutely.
Shotguns.
And to like reassure them like, well, you hunker and cover. I'm not from the government. I just want a water sample. I am using it for like elementary education research.
I'm just trying to help, okay?
Right? Like, I just want to clean your water. I'm not going to cut out your honeysuckles, even though they're invasive and you probably should. It's like, you're coming from my honeysuckles. Do not care about your Japanese honeysuckle that doesn't belong here anyway.
Yeah, right.
I went to Ohio for Thanksgiving one year.
I'm sorry.
Well, it was my mom's great aunt's, her granddaughter. They lived in Ohio, and we went up there for Thanksgiving. I don't know why, but we did. And it was barley. Everything we had for Thanksgiving was barley. Barley this, barley, like the everything we ate.
I'm surprised it wasn't mayonnaise.
Was barley. I'm like, what? Who knew you could do so much with barley? Everything. It was so not a Southern Thanksgiving. I didn't know what. And
there's like a line from an episode of Glee where one of the kids was like, "This is Ohio, not like New York or somewhere where people eat vegetables that aren't fried." I do remember, man, one of my kids did Boy Scouts there, and we had a potluck. And I brought a vegetable tray, and this kid was eating the broccoli off of it. He was like 6 or 7. He's like, "Mama, what are these? I like them." I'm like, he was like 7, and he had never eaten raw broccoli before.
Well, my son probably hasn't either.
But would he at least know what it is?
Is it like one of those food desert kind of places?
Yes, very much so. And that was actually with the backside of the organization I did AmeriCorps with. Actually did a lot with trying to end food black holes. And so we actually had a produce auction where we would coordinate with the Amish farmers in the area to get their produce in bulk in, and people could come bid on it. And what our group would do is we would offer things like canning and cooking and food prep classes because, let's say you're like an average single mom and you now have like 100 pounds of tomatoes. Right. The hell are you going to do with it?
Before they go bad.
You maybe don't know how to cook, or a lot of people don't know how to cook, I'm finding. And so we would teach like canning classes and stuff like that, right? Like if somebody gave you 100 pounds of tomatoes tomorrow, like
I'd eat them. I love tomatoes. They don't have to be cooked. No, I probably couldn't finish them. My stomach would probably
Food
start
preservation
hurting.
becomes incredibly important when you're buying fresh produce on
But
a
I
budget.
do love tomatoes.
I learned how to make tomato pie when I lived up there. I had no idea that was like a thing until I got to Ohio. It's phenomenal. It's basically like layers of, it's tomato, Vidalia, onion, mayonnaise, and cheese.
That actually sounds pretty good.
And no, you would think, 'cause I don't like onion either.
well,
but
Vidalia onions are different.
Right.
They're
They're really
sweet
sweet,
still.
especially once
I
they've been
know.
like roasted or cooked.
I still don't like them.
And
I eat onion rings.
something about like the
Yeah.
creaminess of like the cheese
Maybe.
meets mayo combo with the onion actually winds up being way better than you think it's going to be. Because I also don't like onions.
Okay.
Well, that's like corn in a cup. If you just take all those things separately, you're like, ugh. But together
Right.
it's delicious.
What is corn in the cup?
It's like street corn.
Yeah, street corn roasted. The best place around here is to go to the flea market. Any of these flea markets.
Get you some like legit
little-
Mexican street corn.
Yeah,
they
and,
say
like,
the
find
little
you like a
authentic
little
Mexican-
Guatemalan lady or
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah, it's roasted corn, and then there's different ways to make it if you want to do more authentic, like you use like crema, but they put mayonnaise a lot of times.
if you buy it in
And-
America, it probably has mayonnaise. in it.
Yeah. And then,
I don't know. I mean, they've got all those little Hispanic markets and stuff.
True,
Maybe they do
true.
sell-
well, I think that the Hispanic
Like,
people that
yeah.
make it still use mayo.
Oh, but I'm just saying that.
But because crema is I think more expensive. So
it's for fancy people.
well, it's just I think more traditionally how it's made, and then they put Parmesan cheese, which is not what you normally would use. Is a different. Yeah. And then let's see, and then what is
There's
that
usually some kind of
sauce?
like chili powder on it. And some kind of sauce that goes on top.
Yeah, it
It's
starts
good.
with a V. I can't
sounds
remember.
good.
Valentina.
Oh, my
And
daughter
then,
loves
and then you
that.
stir it up and eat it, and it's delicious. So,
Oh.
yeah.
Yeah, when I first learned about the tomato pie, I wasn't sold on the concept of like hot mayonnaise products, which is now my new punk band. But tomato one night only hot mayonnaise products.
I'm sorry, that was hilarious.
But yeah, it basically acts like egg does, like as a binder in the recipe, and so it holds it all together in like almost more of like a quiche-like faction. And so it's look up a tomato pie recipe. It is a surprisingly right. Then
Well, send us your tomato pie recipe. We'll leak it for the viewers.
There you go.
You say viewers like people are watching us.
Make it and bring it in here and try it on
At
the
some point, you're going to do this long enough that somebody's going to just come over and start on episode 1, and they'll get all the way through this one and be like, "Damn, I want to eat tomato pie."
Exactly.
I kind of really want to eat.
Or
tomato pie.
they're like, "Oh, I love
Well,
tomatoes."
corn in the cup. I learned a way to do ramen corn in a cup. So basically, it's corn in a
Just add
cup.
noodles to it,
With
basically?
Yeah, with
Okay.
ramen,
Yeah.
and it's actually really good.
I can see that working because I've gotten like dried corn that you could add to ramen before. So why wouldn't it just be a step up? Really?
Yeah, it's
We're
really
kind of like
good.
Asian fusion.
Yeah, I'm down with some fusion.
Yeah, we like fusion.
Well,
don't we?
last
Right?
night
We do.
in Lafayette, next door, we were performing at the station house. I got fried rice. It was actually pretty good. They had very good
almost
chicken
went in there. I
tenders.
didn't really have the budget for it, but man, it just smelled so good. They're pretty good at handling the gluten-free thing too, so that's always
Which,
the station house. Yeah.
I want to go back and get. They have like chicken piccata and stuff. I'm like, I want to go back.
That's Crow's favorite thing, and it's so much work to make. So I taught one of the kids how to make it because they started liking it after I made it for him.
Of course, everybody wants the hardest
right, because
thing to
everybody
make.
loves chicken piccata because it's delicious, but it's a bitch. And so I taught one of them how to make it, and they never made it again.
Oh, yeah.
They didn't do a bad job either. Like
Yeah.
it's not hard, it's tedious, but
they're just like, I don't want to do that again.
it's so much work. But yeah, they do steak
just
really
go
well there.
somewhere
They've
and
got
buy
a
it.
salmon plate that's really good.
And their prices, I mean, considering you would pay the same if you went to a chain sit-down
Oh,
restaurant.
yeah, easily.
I'd rather go there than and help the
I feel
local
like,
economy than
right,
go
for
to
the same
Olive
price, I think I
Garden.
would get a much better steak there than like Outback,
Yeah.
and probably
yeah,
pay exactly
probably.
the same for it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So eat local.
These little plugs for a little local town.
Yeah.
Everything local.
I need to start posting our talks on like local groups? Because we talked
Walker
about
County would be a good one, especially since we're plugging a lot of that area. For sure.
We plug all kinds of stuff.
We do. We always not sponsored, but candy.
It's usually shoes or
right.
What was the other one last time? We said it was the hot chocolate, or I said something.
Skechers.
Oh, Skechers.
Yeah.
Skechers is like one of the only shoes that doesn't eat my heels. I've got like a really high heel cup, and so like Reeboks and Skechers are pretty much the only kind of sneakers I can wear that not get blisters. So.
Yeah.
Love them. I hate to admit that I finally hit an age where I was looking at orthotics the other day.
I've had to do that before.
But there's a company that makes orthotic high heels that actually look really nice, and I was half debating swapping out my character shoes for them because it's probably so much more comfortable, right?
That's a good idea. I need some new ones of those.
Like, I think as long as they're firm enough, like in the arch, it will probably work.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, I was thinking about what you said about your new band name. Have y'all heard? Yeah. Hot mayonnaise.
Don't try to use that. We're going to talk about it.
Yep, hot mayonnaise products, all ukuleles.
Have you heard of the group that got kicked out of their? I don't listen to country music, but this satanic doo-wop group got kicked out.
No, but I want to know everything about them.
They are actually really good with Jack White. He invited them because they got kicked out of like a country music show.
Gotcha.
Because they're satanic.
But they play country?
No, they're a doo-wop.
That's still a weird combination.
Yeah.
It is.
Because usually if I think like satanic theme music, I'm thinking like Norwegian death metal or something like that.
Oh no, this is really good. It's a female singer, and she sings like, it kind of reminds me of like Amy Winehouse.
Okay.
And she's singing about like orgies and stuff.
Okay.
I got a friend who does satanic surf rock. El Capitan and the Reluctant Sadists is my friend's satanic surf rock band. So.
Oh, okay.
I think it may be Twin Temple.
That sounds vaguely familiar, actually.
Yeah. I think it may be a play on that now that I think about it. But yeah, I think they're more, so we're planning a trip to Salem for my 45th birthday, and I had to talk my partner into going to the Satanic Temple. I'm like, they're not.
Me and take me with you.
The Satanic Temple I'm having to explain how the Satanic Temple, they're not like Satanists, as in, they're doing like the satanic ceremonies and rituals and stuff.
Right, like they're not beheading chickens and things.
It's more of a way to protest things.
Not boo-boos.
Oh yeah. They're more of a group of people basically using that as a platform to protest stuff. Because for one, you have to believe in the Christian God to be a Satanist. Like, so the Satanic Temple, it's kind of a gray area. There's
different types, because you got like your philosophical Satanists that really are more just like humanist protesters, and then you do have like your theological Satanists that those are the ones like want to behead chickens, and some people are not happy for this, but
people are probably going to come at us for a lot of stuff, but it's all right.
I
mean, we're just speaking what we know or kind of know.
I find
exactly
maybe being equally neurodivergent, maybe you guys find this, but I do find a lot of the time that even if I say the exact same thing that 5 people ahead of me said, I'm the one that will get jumped on for it. I have yet to figure out why, and it happens a lot. Where I'm just
agree.
I'm literally just reiterating what the crowd said. Why am I suddenly the bad guy?
Yeah,
sometimes I'll even be right. Like,
I have got that going on right now on Facebook, and I know I was poking the bear when I but replied to somebody posted something about the smart glasses and how they're, terrible, which I can see how they're terrible. At the same time, I posted from a female standpoint, if you have those glasses and you're being attacked,
Oh, yeah.
then you can have that. I mean, if you either have video or if you were streaming and you were being attacked, you could use those glasses, the footage you got, as evidence.
Yeah. Interesting, yeah.
And I posed that. And
because it's a logical thing. I mean,
for real.
But people are like, people are coming at me because of that. And I'm like,
well, you don't want women to be able to accuse their attackers properly?
No, well, they're talking well, they're talking about men using them in bad ways and things. I'm like, I can't control what anyone else does. I'm just saying, for me personally, it makes sense if I were to have these glasses to have them for this purpose.
You're just kind of giving a pro, because I mean, there's pros and cons of everything.
I'm like, I'm not pro having surveillance everywhere. I'm not pro any of that. I'm not pro.
I mean, ideally, I'd love less of that, but
but this is reality I'm talking about, and
we have ultimately hit a point where there's just so much like crime against everyone that we need it. So it sucks, but it's where we're at.
Totally.
So I mean, I'm just saying.
So what did they do? Did they just jump all over you?
Oh yeah. Just like. As a woman, you shouldn't want this because men can use it to target you and find where you're at and locate you and look up your skirt. And I'm like, I said, you can do all of those same things by this phone that you're using right now.
I've got a friend who don't use discount apps on her phone because they'll track you with that. I'm like, honey, you're texting me from an iPhone. I assure you somebody is already tracking you.
Yeah.
Like,
well, that's what they think, just because they're special or something. Nobody's tracking.
Well, I mean, the people
maybe not, though, because maybe they're
the ones that freak out about AI.
Yeah.
It's like you're freaking out about AI on your Facebook Meta. It is totally AI.
I've come to the conclusion there are zero humans working left at Facebook anymore.
Probably. I don't think there ever were.
Well, maybe one.
Like, I straight up reported, like,
I don't know about him being human.
I'm pretty sure he's the Lizard King.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was Jim Morrison. I'm just kidding. I'm just
feel like that's an argument for the psychedelic episode.
Well, I'm just saying.
And
he was.
I am the Lizard King. Yeah,
and semaglutide is lizard venom. Mm-hmm. So I'm thinking that Mark Zuckerberg is the one that started semaglutide for his weight.
All right.
Interesting.
And to take away your will to live.
I gotcha.
Because it does that too.
Yes,
right. Like, I literally, reported on, a Nigerian prince type scam the other day that was, word for word Nigerian prince scam. Yeah. And Facebook was like, we'll allow it. And there's nowhere to, contest anything with a real human
But then they'll ban you for some just silly thing.
I got a 2-week ban for threatening to punch my cat in the face for being an asshole.
What the hell?
Right?
I got banned for reposting an actual piece of art where the angels are blowing bubbles out of a lady's behind.
I got what you're talking about, actually.
And I got in trouble for that.
I got a ban for posting something that showed a little bit of side boob that I reposted from somewhere else on Facebook.
It's always
there is worse stuff.
I've seen legit pornography.
I have seen legit porn on Facebook.
Yeah. I'm not a shy or easily offendable person, but a lot of this is stuff that I definitely wouldn't even do.
Yeah.
And it's just there on Facebook all over the place. But
all about who pays.
If my cat's an asshole, I'm getting a 3-day ban.
Well, Melanie's been shadow banned because of my thighs, I guess. I don't know.
Her tattoo on her thigh right here.
My tattoo artist got shadow banned because of me.
I had a friend who had a page that was something along the lines of how many days on HRT before Facebook bans my nipple, and at some point it finally happened.
Oh my God.
Now that's how you transition. Twitter, maybe it still is, but Twitter used to be the place, if you were a cam girl to advertise everything. And then prior to that,
it's Reddit now.
IRC and AOL chat to just plop your page in there. But
Reddit's where most people do
that. Makes sense.
Yeah. But yeah.
Is 4chan still a thing? That was always a dark cesspool.
I've never heard of it.
That's where a lot of the memes that we see now originated.
Okay.
Like the the guy that's like a frog. He had an actual name.
The guy that's like a frog.
It's a frog drop. Yeah, Pepe. Yeah.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah, that's an old name.
Yeah, he's from 4chan, and
He goes way back. I really miss like the Craigslist personals. Like I never like applied to one, but they were always just fascinating to read. But the thing is, like I would find some, like there's one that lives like rent free in my head because it was kind of terrifying. Where it was this couple, and they were specifically looking for somebody to torture, and they were like, "Do not get us wrong, we will cut parts off of you."
Yeah.
Like they legit wanted somebody who wanted to be tortured.
Yep.
And I always wondered if this was like a couple that was like about to become serial killers, and this was like their last chance to like try and do it somewhat legally-ish.
Yeah.
And I always just wanted to know, like, what happened. Because, I never heard, like, of anybody in the area, like, having parts cut off them or anything. So I feel like that would pop up eventually.
Yeah, because I think I heard about some guy that wanted to kill someone.
Yeah, that was recent.
Yeah.
And the lady actually showed up and changed her mind.
Something else.
Oh, no,
there's an older one where a guy
one.
wanted to be murdered, and that happened. I mean, it did happen.
This one was a woman, and she was just super excited at that idea of being, like, violently murdered. And apparently, like, she changed her mind, texted somebody, tried to, like, get you help, and, like, she'd already, like...
You missed the memo.
Right. And here's the thing is, like, even if they had, like, a written agreement, you can't legally agree to an illegal act.
Right.
So any kind of contract that is defining illegal acts between people is not valid. So if, they had...
caught.
Yeah, exactly. And they had this arrangement, and, let's say, like, yes, she really wanted to be killed and didn't change her mind, and he really wanted to kill her and did it. He's still technically a murderer because you still legally cannot murder someone.
Well, that's like Jack Kevorkian.
Right,
and,
exactly. And where that becomes the whole big gray area and stuff of, like, even if you want someone to kill you, they technically cannot without a whole lot of legal permissions and specific reasons.
I used to look at this website back in the good old days.
Was it rotten?
No, it was Body Modification E-Zine.
Oh, I remember that being
I used to go on there all the time, and guys was like want to castrate themselves and stuff. Oh yeah, there's
on that side.
I used to love going on there and like looking at stuff.
I came across a GeoCities page. You remember GeoCities?
Oh yeah.
And it was a guy who had castrated himself for his partner. They were like in an extreme power exchange, BDSM, master-slave type arrangement. And this person's master had insisted that initially that they remove their testicles for them and then ultimately did the whole thing. And they, I want to know where the heck they were getting their photos printed, because this was literally, they had scanned photos in and loaded them to GeoCities and chronicled all of this, their entire process with at home self-castrating themselves. They actually bought one of those kits that you get for like doing like cattle and sheep and stuff like that, which I'm familiar with because I had a farm, and which is intense about thinking about putting on a human.
Yes. I actually have a story that kind of goes like that, because I had a friend that used to take these we do crazy poses. Usually they look sexual, but we weren't really doing anything. Sure. She would take all these crazy pictures and she'd send them to get them and developed, and she finally got to where they wouldn't develop them anymore. They said no. So she had to find a place in the mail to do it, because that's the only place that would do it.
Wow, no, I believe it. Crow for a while worked,
nudity,
right? But this was recent, but Crow for a while worked somewhere that digitizes analog media, and so he would occasionally find weird home video and photos and stuff. And one was this whole like Nazi cosplay photo shoot.
Was it Prince Harry? I don't know how much I'm going to be able to keep on this episode.
I know, right? We're going to have to edit all of this. It's going to be 15 minutes long.
No, I'll keep, we're considered.
I've been trying to like really
content.
think before I speak, which is hard for me.
We haven't said anything that bad.
No.
Haven't gotten deep.
Right. Yeah, I always wonder about that guy, the castrato, and whether or not he's even. I mean, it was so long ago. I was like in the late teens. He could well be dead if he was an adult then.
Yeah.
But I always wonder, like, are they still together? Does he still worship his master? Like, did he get an infection? Like, how does that affect you long term?
Was he sad after he realized he can't get him back?
Didn't seem to be like really just seemed like had like completely and utterly devoted all of their mental capacity to letting their master make their decisions for them.
Gotcha.
Which is really interesting to me.
Yeah.
I just feel like I've always been so like more like risk aware consensual kink as opposed to like whatever goes. Yeah. And that to me is not risk aware because you're literally cutting off body parts that like are kind of important to your survival. Like that's not just a sexual function. Like that's an excretory organ. Like it does things.
How do you pee? I guess.
Or even like, I mean, your testicles do a lot of like for your hormonal function.
Yeah.
Like that's really important.
That's why they have eunuchs when they lose their stuff. Yeah.
Right, and that's why, you know, like if you have like a complete hysterectomy and they actually give you hormonal replacement therapy, that is because, you know, your gonads do things for you.
Yeah.
And so I've always wondered, like, man, what happened to that dude? Like, it's like, this did not seem like a healthy relationship. No. Like, even if this was like truly consensual, it wasn't. Because like the master guy, it sounded like he would like threaten to like leave him and stuff like that. And like if he wouldn't do these things and like really belittle him of like, you don't need that anyway, it's useless anyhow, that kind of thing. Like,
I found in those relationships, usually the submissive person has more power than the dominant. The dominant.
And in cases where it's like not an abusive relationship, or it is just like healthy practice of kink, I 1000% agree with that assessment. I don't know that this was that.
Yeah, it was more of a
no, because I mean, I feel like if you're at a point where you're chopping off your bits for somebody, this is no longer a safe, healthy relationship.
It sounds like it was just kind of his pet, really.
Very much so.
Yeah.
I also just wonder too, though, like, because I know there's people who have like amputee fetishes and stuff like that.
And all of that was on that website. I don't know why I got obsessed with like people cutting appendages.
I still to this day remember seeing somebody who had done a false penile split, like when like a hot dog explodes in the microwave, like full split down the middle. I'm just like. Like, I wish there was a way to, like, express, like, just my expression of what the heck.
Yeah.
Because I consider myself, again, pretty open to a lot of really weird stuff. I mean, again, I'm a sideshow performer. I do, like, horrible things to myself on stage.
There is a limit.
Yes. And some people have not found that limit, apparently.
Right.
It's less even like a judging. I mean, it's your wiener. I don't really care what you do with it. But
exactly.
For me, if I had one, I would not split it in half.
No.
Yeah, I don't.
You know, I'm pretty tattooed, and like my ears are stretched, and so on and so forth. But split wiener, not in the cards.
Nope.
The very last sideshow act you ever do.
Well, so I do know somebody who picks things up with his testicles and swings them, like large, heavy things, and actually has a piercing to put the chain through. I've known a couple of people who will staple their scrotum to the side of their leg for a certain amount of money. I've seen it done. The sound is definitely, I mean, you heard the stapler. It's the same sound, but wetter. There's like, it's weird, and I don't know what causes like the splat effect when it's like scrotum skin versus an arm. Nah. I refuse.
I'm just kidding.
I refuse to stop.
No,
but there's just like this.
Do you make sure you have your tetanus shot?
I am actually anaphylactic allergic to the tetanus shot.
Oh, wow.
Early childhood. But so no. Not even a little bit. The thing with tetanus is it's primarily found in horse feces, and so unless you like step on a nail that's like under a pile of horse shit, you're not really gonna
freak out about it.
Get tetanus from this. So we also, we clean everything up. We typically wipe ourselves down with like, especially if we're doing more like deep piercing pincushion, we'll wipe down with like alcohol wipes. I'll usually get out drugs
with his sword.
Yeah, he cleaned the sword off because he'll let somebody touch it, but we don't know where your hand's been.
Exactly.
So.
No, which will get COVID from your
right. Yeah, I would think, or worse, who knows? But yeah, that's going all the way down into his literal stomach. So make sure it's clean.
What is the aftercare for like the staples and things like that when you're
so
piercing
we
yourself?
Pretty much pull them out by hand. We do keep one of those like standard disposal containers that you get for sharps containers, like diabetics keep for their needles and stuff like that. And so, anything that goes through our skin winds up in the sharps container for disposal, and that gets properly sent to the right places. And then, a lot of it's just really like cotton balls and gauze and pressure like you normally would any kind of bleeding wound. Most of the time, the way that we do this actually doesn't bleed a whole lot, because staples and skewers actually kind of push the skin open, as
like
opposed
getting
to
a
cutting
piercing.
it. Now, if I use piercing needles, that does cut the skin, and sometimes those will bleed a little bit more, and sometimes I'll edit just for effect, depending on the show. But I'll do like the underside of my neck, like right in front of like my trachea a lot of the time, and that one will bleed pretty good.
You stick a pin in there?
Yep, right here.
Oh my God.
It's one of my favorites.
Doozle.
And I'll actually put it through the skin of my shin too, like right across the bone here.
Oh, okay.
So that
I can
one
watch it,
people.
but it hurts me.
Yeah, that got me my first fainter was the shin pierce.
That would bother me.
Other than the fact, I'm pretty sure she whacked her head pretty hard, and I was concerned she might have been injured. But otherwise, I was very pleased to get myself a fainter. I'm like, if you could do that again, just not get hurt. It was also because, like, the event we were at, like, was not the well organized in terms of getting medical assistance to us either. Because like, we had to like full stop the show, get somebody to help her, and so on. But,
goodness.
For like the piercing stuff, again, it's a gauze and pressure. Most of it doesn't bleed that much, so it's not.
What
really
all do you pierce?
Pretty much everywhere. Depends on how much money they're willing to give me.
That's like that guy I was telling you about with the stapler.
I won't do this. I won't do the safety pin for any less than $1,200.
I bet you could do like an OnlyFans of just that kind of stuff.
Probably. I've done a lot of like more like fetish piercing, where again, it's not really like sexually presented, other than you're usually mostly nude in some way. But I've done a lot of like shibari and like fetish piercing stuff too, but that is definitely a category that would garner some attention there.
Yeah. I will definitely.
I really just wish like I could find the right person who wants to look at my feet. We'll put my contact information in the comments.
Yeah, right.
They're really gross. I used to hike for a living, so
she'll send you her socks.
There's somebody out there.
I've been a dancer since I was 2, and I worked at an oyster bar. Come look at my toes. I did once have somebody offer to buy my bath water when I was still working at the oyster bar, and I'm just like, do you know what that would smell like? And they're like, like, yeah, all right. Well, you got enough money. It's yours.
OnlyFans. There's a girl on there that does that. She's really popular.
Yeah, that sells bath water.
Bath water.
Yeah. It got to be where like a little bit of legal like regulation had to come around it, because I want to say somebody actually got sick like drinking some cam girl's bath water.
I can see that.
And
I would never do that.
No, not in 1,000 years.
That's disgusting.
I did once actually find a site where I think they primarily focus on like selling your underwear to people.
Oh, yeah, there is one
there's a huge market for that, huge. And so, but they would also let you sell other stuff, and bathwater was one that was allowed, but you couldn't sell anything that had known bodily fluids. So like if you peed in the bath water, if it was your time of the month or something like that, you couldn't sell the bath water then.
That is so crazy.
Yeah, like it was really, really interesting, like what you could and couldn't do in terms of weird crap I can sell you from myself. I could sell you, like, I could like braid my hair and sell you a lock of my hair. That was a thing.
I can see that.
Yeah, for sure. I used to have a friend who was a professional dominatrix, and she had like a findom relationship with a guy where he would just send her underwear, and it was new and packaged, direct from the company. Like he has never even personally touched it himself in any way.
Yeah.
And he would and he didn't even require like pictures of her wearing it. He just wanted to know that she had it, and that's what he got off on. And so we were the same size, and she had like thousands of pairs of like, I'm talking like nice, like silk French panties and stuff like that. Even brand name Victoria's Secret, Frederick, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
She's like, you want some undies? So I didn't have to buy underwear for like 3 years. And I had nice like silk, lace, like you name it, and comfortable, like good underwear from that. How do you find that guy though? Like, I want a sugar daddy who doesn't want any sugar.
Yeah.
Well, we have really enjoyed our conversation.
It's been fun.
And we need to have Spooky back for more conversation.
Part 2 or just
It does a weird amount of things that there's a good chance no matter what your theme is, I can probably express something about it.
Well, you don't have a theme. We kind of try to start with a theme, but then we usually just go off the rails.
Fair.
We're the ADHD show.
Yep. Well, I was perfect for that.
I think that might be a symptom of Zennial, too.
I think
ADHD.
I feel like we were like the first generation that was really like heavily diagnosed with it, but only the boys.
The boys.
Well,
we had to learn to mask.
We had to go through. Is what I'm saying.
Here's what's interesting is I was put in the gifted program.
Me too.
Meanwhile, every boy in my class actually got held back 1 year by this one teacher because she was just insistent that they all had to have ADHD because that was like the new big thing.
Yeah.
And like that was when you first started hearing about like Adderall, right about when I was like third, probably fourth grade. So like
that was when they just started pushing it down kids' throats.
My partner was on it.
Yeah.
He was,
which I don't think was right. They should have never done that.
Right, but yeah, like I was much later in life diagnosed ADHD, which is actually autistic ADHD, and if I had known that younger, it's funny because I always like assumed it, but people would be like, well, you're not like my 7-year-old brother, he can't even talk, and I'm like, well, I'm not a 7-year-old boy, so.
Well, and there's different levels.
Right.
I mean, it goes a long way. Yeah.
I actually have a theory that things that are usually called spectrums are actually like a series of very similar illnesses that aren't the same.
Yeah.
But that's why it's so hard to treat them one way is because it's all just slightly different. So they feel that way about fibromyalgia too.
Well, even gender.
Definitely.
Say that's a spectrum, but those are there's like so many different types of gender.
Even like genetically, I actually looked this up the other day out of curiosity. There are over 30 types of genetic combinations that just humans can have. So whenever anybody's just like, we got X, Y, and Y, Z, and XX, and that's it. And like, we only have 2 genders. I'm like, no, there's actually a bunch. Just if you want to just like be that person, be like, this is science. Like, well, science says.
If you want to get scientific,
you got some options, homie. And it's funny because somebody was talking about like requiring genetic testing for like a certain population to determine that they were actually male or female. And I feel like some people are about to get some really interesting awakenings about themselves. Because we'll probably find out that like intersex conditions are a lot more common than we think it is. I'm willing to put money on that.
Wow. Okay. Y'all hear it here first. It comes true. Vicky said it.
And also, I mean, we're animals, so we have to, change with our surroundings. So, we're just
change or you die.
Yeah. So
pretty much.
I'm sure our genetic makeup is not the same as it was at the beginning of time.
I mean, even 100 years ago, people were smaller statured. Our jaws were smaller. Like, we are continually
evolving. Yeah.
Living longer. Doesn't matter.
Except our generation is getting cancer more.
Which is really interesting. But we did drink out of that water hose.
Yeah. And there are microplastics and microwaves.
In the car. I remember our first microwave where you could feel the air blasting out of it, hitting you in the face. It had a dial. It didn't have buttons. Like, it actually had like a temperature dial you could set it at. And I remember my mom tried. She was so excited because she was going to make baked potatoes fast. And mind you, it still took like 25 minutes to make a baked potato. This thing looked like it came out of Chernobyl. The smallest, blackest, most crumpled baked potato you could ever picture. Like, I don't know how it didn't catch fire.
Yeah.
My dad tried to roast chestnuts in it once. They exploded.
Well, I think we have to wrap it up. I don't know if it keeps recording after 90 minutes.
Fair. That might be a lot of editing anyway.
Yay! No, it won't be bad.
I used to belong to a paranormal group, and sometimes like the video editing would be so obtrusive because if you have 6 cameras that rolled for 12 hours straight, that's a lot
of footage.
A lot of footage. It adds up fast. The more cameras you have, the more hours you have in review.
Yeah.
Like, I just put my earbuds in, and the problem is with the phone, I need a laptop because with the phone, you're like using your finger. You're like, I just need to cut this little board out.
Yeah, you really need like a laptop and Audacity or something like that.
We're working on it. We're working on it.
Yes.
Maybe if a laptop company wanted to sponsor you.
Yes. Yeah. Please. Yeah. Dude, got me a deal. No. Yeah. I met that guy. He's from Chattanooga.
Oh, that's funny.
Dude, I bought a Dell or whatever they used to say. That's definitely a Zennial thing.
Indeed.
All right. Well, thank you, Spooky.
Thank you. This was a lot of fun.
It was fun. And yeah, we'll definitely have to have you back.
Yes, you'll
How
have
about
to come back.
All right. So we're going to wrap it up and yeah.
Yeah. And
Keep on blazing. Bye-bye.
bye.
Bye.
That would be fun. Oh, it will be.
Goodbye, well done, the sun. Head up high, come on, wave your flag.